Hey guys, welcome back. I just finished my leg workout. It was a pretty solid one. I mixed it up a little bit. I'll probably just start posting shorts for my actual workout, and then the vlogs will probably be used for me just going through some questions and just talking through some stuff. So, excuse me. So that's what we're going to do this time. So where do we begin? So the title of this video was for beginners, so I got in here and I went ahead and put in some questions I can answer for beginners. So if you're beginning your fitness journey, this video is for you. And if you've been doing it for a while, it could be for you too, because I don't know where these questions are going to go and how I'm going to answer them, because I'm just going to answer them on the spot with the knowledge that I've gathered over the last 15 years of lifting. So question 1. What's the very first step someone should take when starting their fitness journey? I think the first step anybody should take is just going to the gym, you know. It can be kind of a tough thing to do if it's something you're not used to, but I would say that getting in there and just getting acclimated with the gym, maybe finding a staff member to show you some stuff. A lot of gyms, when you join them, they offer like a free training session. Like, it's not everywhere that does that, but I think the better thing to do is probably find a buddy of yours that goes to the gym and, you know, just try some of their stuff, watch some YouTube videos, just people working out, and just try some things. I think that's really the first step, and I think if you stick to it, you're going to fall in love with it. I know I did. What got me into fitness was my brother started lifting in weights, and you know, I thought it was pretty cool, and I wanted to give it a try, and then I just went my own way from there. And it's been a long journey, plenty of ups and downs. All right, so question 2, how important is tracking food and macros in the beginning? It's pretty important, really depending on your goals. Most people are overweight, so in the beginning, if you haven't lifted weights, you're really at a really good starting point, because you've never tracked anything, you never really worked out, and you're just in your base state. And the coolest thing about being a beginner working out is newbie gains. I think you've probably heard of it, maybe you haven't, but when you first start working out, the first year is when you're going to make more gains than anything, assuming that you kind of know what you're doing. So tracking macros in the beginning is important, but I think it's more important the more acclimated you get with working out, the deeper you get into it, because once you start to plateau, every little thing starts to count. That's like where I am right now. I have to really, really lock in and track everything: carbs, fats, proteins. So say you're a 150-pound dude. Let's say you're a 200-pound dude. You're overweight, you got fat. What I would do is try to get about 150 grams of protein a day and stick to about 2,500 calories, and just do that for a while. Hit every muscle once per week at the beginning. Then once you get more used to it, twice a week. And I think over time, you're going to notice a serious change, and that's when you get addicted to it. That's the beauty of it. Do beginners really need supplements, or should they focus on food first? Supplements definitely play a part, but the hardest part is the food. It's easy to take these supplements, whey protein, creatine. That's the one thing I think you should take. You should take creatine and drink a little more water than you usually do, because what creatine does is it helps with recovery. It helps your muscles hold on to water better, which is going to affect your size, your strength. It's going to do so much. It's the only supplement that I think is necessary. But at first, maybe take it. If you can't, cool, whatever. Definitely focus on the nutrition, because food is medicine. It's the food, guys. You got to eat the right things. Question 4, what's the best workout split for someone just starting out? I really don't think there's a best workout split, but I think starting out, I like push-pull legs. So if you're starting out, this is what I would recommend. You don't have to follow this exactly, but It's my recommendation. Monday, you should do a push workout, which is hitting your chest, because you're pushing, shoulders, and your triceps. Like, all of these things come into play when you recruit all of these. Like, when you're working your chest, you're hitting your triceps and shoulders a little bit, so you might as well hit them on the same day. So Monday would be push day, and then take a rest day on Tuesday. Wednesday would be pull day, which would be back, a lot of pulling things, biceps, and then rear delts. So that's your pull day. Rest, and then Friday leg day. So that would be your quads, your hamstrings, your calves, your adductors, but we're getting a little too complicated there. So push, pull, legs. Sunday rest, Monday push, Tuesday rest, Wednesday pull, Thursday rest, Friday legs, Saturday, Sunday rest. I think that's about the perfect split for a new lifter. And, you can use that to maintain and slowly gain muscle. Even once you've done it for like 15 years, it's still a good split. But when you get more advanced, you could do something like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, push, pull, legs. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, push, pull, legs. Sunday, rest. There's so many ways to do this, but in the beginning, push, pull, legs, I think is a really good one. How many days per week should a beginner train? So we just went over that. I think 3 days: Monday, Wednesday, Friday, push, pull, legs. So we'll just skip over that question. Should beginners prioritize lifting heavier or focusing on form? So that's a tough question. So maybe the first couple weeks really focus on the form, but something that's important as you progress is progressive overload. So always try to keep your form, and once you get more adept in the gym, you'll know when to lift heavier and kind of break form and just kind of like get a little nastier sets. Like when I'm doing heavy squats, I'm always focused on form, but those last few reps can get kind of nasty, and you have to find that balance of form and heavy. And once you find that and you get progressive overload and you're able to keep form 90% of the time, that's when you make some real gains. So that's my advice there. But these are pretty cool questions. I like answering these. What's the biggest mistakes beginners make in the gym? Thinking it's going to happen fast for them. Going in there every day and just completely and totally wrecking themselves. Not having good form, like doing half reps on squats, not warming up your rotator cuff when you're doing chest, which is something important, because if you don't, you're going to end up having shoulder issues like I do. I've been having to work on my shoulders the last 2 years because I would never warm up my rotator cuff. So that's something I had to learn the hard way. So if you're going into a push day, I recommend looking up some rotator cuff warm-ups. I think that's going to be pretty beneficial if you're new to lifting. But yeah, I think that's the biggest mistake. It's just trying to do too much too soon and just expecting it to happen overnight. It's just not how it works. How should someone deal with soreness when first starting out? So the soreness is something that you get because you're introducing your body to something new, something you're not used to. The soreness can be kind of a deterrent, I think. But trust me, after you do it for a while and you don't get as sore, it doesn't mean you're not making progress. It just means your body's adapting to the stress you're putting it under. So you're going to get pretty sore the first few weeks. Like after a hard leg day, it's hard to pick stuff up off the ground. It's hard to sit down on a toilet and get up. Like it's pretty rough, to be truthful, the first couple of weeks you're doing it. But you will adapt. Don't let that discourage you. It's just something that when you introduce your body to something new, that's just how your body responds to it. So that soreness will never completely go away, but it will lessen over time. So you just got to push through those. It's like excuse me. It's like starting a new diet. You're going to be hungry, or it's going to be hard to get food down depending on what you're doing. And you just got to give your body time to adapt to it. And once your mind and your body adapts to it, it's not so bad. Let's see. How important is rest and sleep for progress? It's huge. Like, there's a lot of times I'm not able to get as much sleep as I want, and I definitely see the difference. But when you're resting, that's when your body is repairing like the small tears in your muscle. It's when your hormones, which is a big part of your testosterone, which is why you need a certain amount of fats. But that's something, I mean, if you really want to get complicated with it in the beginning, which is it can be difficult to stick to. But once you get more adept, like become more of an advanced lifter, you have to make sure you're getting the right amount of sleep, right amount of fats, carbs, proteins, right amount of calories, and the right amount of sleep, or your progress is going to plateau or just slow down so much it's just really hard to notice the difference. So all of those things are pretty important. What's one piece of advice you wish you knew when you started? I don't know if I can narrow it down to one thing. I'm just going to just kind of go off the rails here and just say the first things that come to my mind here. Because a lot of these things I'm telling you answers that question. So if I could start over, I would make sure I get 8 hours of sleep every night, the best of my ability. I would understand to put on muscle once you've been lifting for a while. You have to go through a bulk, which is a calorie surplus, and put on just a little bit of body fat. You have to bulk up, cut. I would understand that I have to mentally push through the hardest sets and push a few more reps. Because once you really, really get into this thing, every rep close to failure or to failure that you can do, every day you can nail your macronutrients. Every day you can get the right amount of sleep and drink the right amount of water and just push through those hard days. It's going to be so important to your long-term muscle building and health. So that's what I would, from the get-go, I would nail those things. So if you're a beginner, nail those things. And it won't take you 15 years to get to where I am right now. It might only take you 5. Like, I'm almost 40, and my goal right now is to be in the best shape I've ever been in my life by the time I turn 40, and I'm applying all these things I've been talking about. And I have certainty in my mind that when I turn 40, it'll probably happen well before I turn 40, like a few months. But I want to be able to post pictures when I turn 40 and put the caption, 40 years young. Because I'm going to put an image out of me in the best shape of my life. And I just know in that moment, I'm going to be so proud. So nail these things, guys. And I think it's going to take you a long way. But I appreciate you guys joining me. Don't let that dreamer die. Keep the grind alive. Never give up on yourself. Come here. And don't let those hard days win. I'll see you guys next time. Keep on grinding.